From Argus Media, this is Fuels Focus, a recap of the headlines within the U.S. oil products marketplace for the week that was December 9th through the 13th, 2024. January NYMEX WTI closed the week near $70 a barrel as domestic crude inventories declined, but the prospect of a looser monetary policy in China may be a potential boost to crude demand. U.S. airline passenger traffic continued to show year-over-year growth in September, breaking that month's record, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. Seasonally adjusted passenger traffic in September grew by 1.6% over the year to 81.5 million. That's a record high for the month. BTS began collecting data back in 2002. International air travel remained unchanged in September at 10.6 million passengers. Since September 2021, after the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, September air traffic has recovered by 31.5%. The U.S. Energy Information Administration increased its 2025 forecast for domestic renewable diesel consumption this week, bucking a trend of steadily declining estimates as biofuel producers grapple with policy uncertainty. U.S. renewable diesel consumption next year is forecast to average 250,000 barrels a day. That's an increase of about 3% from EIA's November outlook and the highest projection since September. Prior to Tuesday's report, EIA had cut its 2025 demand forecast by 21% since the beginning of the year, including reductions in each of the prior 8 months. EIA expects 231,000 barrels a day of renewable diesel production next year. That's up about 0.5% from November's outlook, but it's still down 21% from the agency's initial projection back in January. This year, U.S. renewable diesel consumption is forecast to average 240,000 barrels a day. That's up about 1% from last month's forecast. Renewable diesel production is expected to average 207,000 barrels a day, unchanged from November's forecast. And a federal appeals court has nearly upheld a $14.25 million penalty against ExxonMobil for thousands of alleged air pollution violations at its Baytown, Texas refinery complex. Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals voted 9-8 this week to affirm the penalty. Residents living near the refinery brought the lawsuit back in 2010, claiming ExxonMobil had violated its air permits thousands of times over years. A federal district court in 2017 approved a nearly $20 million penalty, but after an appeal by ExxonMobil, that penalty was reduced to $14.25 million based on alleged air pollution violations from 2005 to 2013. If this current fine is upheld, it will be the largest fine ever imposed through a citizen lawsuit under the Clean Air Act. And that's all for this edition of Fuels Focus, a production of Argus Media, a leading independent provider of pricing and commodity market information. For more on these stories and others, as well as current pricing in the marketplace, make sure you subscribe to the daily Argus Media U.S. Products Report.